Oh man, that's kind of nice. I might take that instead of my onslaught. I think I will.
Don't do anything I would.
Let's see if I can keep the gardens going. What about the Ebony Barracks? It's been too long since I've been here. It's reset.
My knowledge is yours. Let's speak again soon.
Solution was a red. Okay. Anyway, bye Naya. We've got it. So cool. Oh, there was a bit of dialogue.
Dalamwana, my word. Valish contextualized syntax is a slippery eel indeed. Let me see if I can grab it by the gills. They carried their virtue gems to Doriani's bed. No, that's not quite right. Ah, yes. Doriani's cradle. The historian finishes that it was a price they needed to pay to ensure a Valish.
That's weird.
My word.
A Valish future, a cradle of
Valish
virtue gems, or sort of Valish future to
syntax
Doriani.
is
Not
a
totally sure.
Splendid. Let's see what this page has to offer us. It talks of Queen Atsiri. Now, here's a portentous line. She drenches her altars with the blood of those deranged enough to question her vision. The next piece is a real eye-crosser, but I believe it refers to a communion. Something to do with the harvest moon? Again, Doriani seems at the heart of it. Good. This line I can read without issue.
It cuts itself off because the text is too long and it scrolls too fast.
Splendid. Let's see what this page has to offer us.
This will be a final night of fear, final night of suffering,
It
sacrifice, communion, the
talks
harvest
of
moon,
Queen
an unsettling
Atsiri.
combination.
Oh my. This first line is frighteningly clear. Our queen is dead. Doriani is dead. So many have fallen, so many have changed. The latter text is almost indecipherable. It practically hums with agitation. Let me see. I can make out the words sleep, nightmare, and the beast. Whatever that may be. Our historian finishes with, "We have succeeded where our forebears did not. We have failed ourselves." I need not imagine the fall of the Val. I saw the nightmare with my own eyes. Strange. I was put in charge of dating the most antiquated of texts. This parchment, it's a remarkable copy, but it's no original. Much younger. Oh my. Listen to this. My dearest Isius, I have been enlightened beyond expectation. Your work in translating these artifacts is worthy of the highest recompense, and thus I am delighted to offer you a position in my personal laboratory. Please do not give your escorts any consternation. I would be most pained to see such a precious asset damaged in any way. I very much look forward to working with you, Isius Perandus, your friend and admirer, Malachi. Poor Isius. Wherever you went, my pity goes with you.
This Isius guy, I think maybe we meet him while we're doing Atlas things, and he has these special coins or something. I might be conflating someone with someone else.
I suppose every civilization has its Doriani, its Malachi, men of divine talent and demented ambition. Without them, history would be a far less interesting place. How Malachi survived the Purity Rebellion, I don't know. He was at Emperor Vol's side before Chitis' corpse was even cold. I suppose Vol found him as difficult to refuse as Isius did. Malachi would never have risen so far without the patronage of an emperor like Chitis. It would appear that Doriani and Queen Atsiri shared a similar relationship. It was said of the beautiful Atsiri that she wished to see her likeness reflected in the still waters of history. Chitis was no less self-impressed. Of all the sins, vanity is the most hideous.
Yeah.
San fell in the course of an hour, no more. A tempest raged down from the mountains and engulfed the city, throwing it into midday darkness. I saw madness in my colleagues' eyes, watched as the most rational men in the Empire jabbered and slavered and slaughtered each other. I witnessed Trinian, our gemling intellectus prime, engulfed by the radiance of his flaming cranial gem, and wither like a grape in the sun into a thing of desiccation and famishment. I've seen mountains spew fire in Ngamakanui. I've seen waves as tall as trees and winds that leveled warriors and walls alike. Nature is what nature is. There was nothing natural about the cataclysm.
Oh, damn.
Remember, life is precious.
Oh good, the garden's still up and reset. Right, we're looking for the Chitus Plum, which used to be in its own map, but now I'm not too sure if it is. We're just going to try out Divine Ire for a dupe. Wow. It's not actually too slow as it is. If you look up in the top left corner, we're trying to charge it to 10. Fire. It doesn't matter if we go a little bit early. There's a little bit of damage while we're charging it up as well. Pretty cool. Zap.
A leader cannot simply stride forward into the future and expect his people to be able to follow. A leader must look over his shoulder so that he can witness and understand the consequences of the path he has chosen, to ensure that his people are still with him.
An emperor must know precisely where he stands.
Oops, I interrupted it with itself. I'm very sorry. We'll try that again.
A leader cannot simply stride forward into the future and expect his people to be able to follow. A leader must look over his shoulder so that he can witness and understand the consequences of the path he has chosen, to ensure that his people are still with him, to ensure that he has not become lost.
Damn, that's wise. It's not that we're looking for. Oh, it's this, I think. I went past it, but it's fine. We are going to head out that way anyway. So we're going to regenerate 0.6% of our total life per second. All the time, passively, life regen guy. Which is going to be great, staying alive. Yeah, the plum looks like it's just on a regular map. How bizarre.
I must have time to gather my will.
Lasers. The docks. We need to tell our ghost buddy.
Look at the sheen on that plum. Is it not the most delectable fruit that you've ever seen? No? Perhaps the gloss of hope is for my eyes only. Wondrous! Nothing bonds two souls more soundly than murder. For that reason alone, I knew you could be relied upon. Now, for a little amateur vintnering. A quick squeeze of the plum, like so, into the decanter. Oh my! Look how it transmutes the juice so swiftly from material to spectral. Effortless. And what an aroma. Imminent death never smelled so sweet. I believe I shall call this fine concoction the Imperial Nightcap. Now, before I get too carried away, there's the small matter of your recompense.
Actually gave me a reward instead of murder.
A toast to swift endings and promising new beginnings. Oh, and you might want to avert your gaze once I have quaffed this diabolical brew. I doubt that my return to solidarity will be a pretty one. Right. As I used to say in the love dens of Trathus, bottoms up, girls. Oh, my. Now that's an unusual sensation. Oh, dear. Something's amiss. The Allflame. It's... No. No. It's gone out. What am I... What are you? No. You cannot be. I will not...
The longer you run from God, Fairgraves, the more damned you become.
Yeah, he damned. I don't think we'll wear that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Undo shot. I doubt I'll need a mana potion ever again, though. Might as well go and discover the door while we're in the gardens, just in case we get any extra dialogue for the NPCs. Oops, I keep pressing the wrong key to activate the totem. Okay, interact with the locked door. If anyone did have any dialogue in town, they should definitely say it now. Get out of here, zombies.
You getting by?
Tala, you found a way to the other side? Good, but stand no closer, please. Sewer with a tinge of roasted undeath. It's a powerful fragrance. Be sure to stand downwind of Gravicius' tent when you reach the barracks. You wouldn't want to lose the element of surprise. Telakora.
Yeah, thanks.
Watch yourself.
Something.
Need some help?
I gotta keep it, vend enough like quality stuff to get a free whatever.
Watch yourself.
I think if you sell enough quality flasks, you get like a quality flask item back in return. What we should do is we should get the flask storing tab. Name it F for flask, and I guess we'll color it pink. Whatever. No, I didn't set it as the affinity. There we go, what a space saver. And we're off. Kill General Gravicius. Can do.
Sometimes I'm tired of this job.
Your god's greatest disappointment, heretic.
have time to gather my will.
I fought for God. Who do you fight for, Exile?
I fight for me, for the people, for the future.
You chose the road, old friend. God put me at the end of it.
I dropped a body and one of the cool items. If I got his group of casters, they probably would have helped him during the fight. Whoops. We'll grab the teleporter before we go back. I'm pretty sure there's one in there on floor 3. I think there's one on the transition between floor 1, 2, or 3. And it might just be a 2-floor place now. They might have updated it. Bone ring, what's that? Minions have plus 15% to all elemental resistances. That's cool, and that's kind of new. I don't know that one.
Must have time to gather my will.
Comes the guy. Groups 2, it's Cole. He hooked me. I lasered him. Good times. there.
Still breathing, eh? You've done for Gravicius. If only I could get word to that lad I smuggled away from the General's wife at the time. The good widow would need a sympathetic shoulder to cry on.
Oh, that is cold.
Good luck to ya.
You are the true spirit of the Makoru, the shark. Not the cowardly beast that sinks its teeth into the lonely swimmer. You strike the Waikoama, the canoe, spilling a feast of men into the water. Hunters turned hunted, that you dine on at your pleasure. Have this, Makoru.
Thanks. And there's Divine Ire. Ooh, that stings. Oh well, it's just one currency, it's fine. We can make it if we try. I don't think there's anything on this list that I want. Touché. Oh, this explosion does lightning damage. About this Armageddon brand, that's fire. Take the Penance brand. I've never used a brand before. I remember when they were new and I just didn't try one out yet.
There's still prey out there. An overreaching witch floundering out of her depth. Happy hunting, Makoru. Why are you still standing there?
Jeez, she's mean.
Despite everything else you've done, to let piety live is to threaten the existence of every living thing on this continent. Look to the west of Gravicius's camp. You'll find piety in the Lunaris temple, cowering behind her desecrations. The Eternals revered sun and moon as the two eyes of their god. The right eye judging Solaris, the left eye merciful Lunaris. I can't imagine that god being overly merciful when she finds out what piety's been doing in her temple.
Yep.
Tread carefully.
Hello. Gravicius dined with us once. This was before my father's gambling debts caught up with him. I dined with him again in Theopolis prison the night before my exile. He wasn't so polite that time. Thank you. That's one memory I can now put to rest.
I have no further questions. Oh, she's expanded her list now. Let's type out the keyword lightning. Cool stuff, of course. Let's type out the keyword sport. I don't think I need to worry too much about picking up anything right now. I'm just going to have to wait until I've got more sockets and such.
Watch yourself.
So, seeing as the teleporter goes to the Lunaris temple, I don't really need to save it and keep it open. Might see what level the labyrinth is, and if I can do it.
You stand before the gates of the Lord's labyrinth. Within these walls, the Lady of Justice doth preside. She shall weigh your mind in one hand, your heart in the other. Should she find you wanting, Death shall be your sentence. Should she find you worthy, you will be given the loyalty and love of an empire. The Lord's labyrinth awaits you. Choose wisely, strike quickly, trust completely, and may you find the ending that you deserve.
So, if I can complete the trials up ahead, if I try them, I will be able to change my character from a Templar, which is the character I chose, into one of three. I'll show you on the screen. Ascendancies, furthered classes. And life should be good. So this is level 33. I am level 35. But you know, because I'm not very good, I probably want to be like level 40 to do level 33.
Justice will prevail.
But it's free to try the earlier versions. Now they give you a little map. They say you are here. And it'll branch off over to other things as I discover them. But we're just going to run through. Just be cool and it'll be fine.
In the impressionable youth of my reign, I was encouraged to believe in the precious nature of my imperial blood. The divine claret, as one fool of a courtier would repeat with tiresome regularity. Unfortunately, my divine claret refused to pour from one cup to another. Try as I might, with a lovely procession of young and ever dutiful wives, my noble seed simply would not sprout. Who then to choose as my worthy successor? With the candidates on hand either mediocre at best or maniacal at worst, I found myself in quite the quandary. That's when fortune took me by the hand and led me to a forgotten tome on a forgotten shelf in the quietest corner of San Library. A tome entitled Ancient Traditions of Asmarian Ascendancy. The rest, one might say, is history.
So this place is just full of traps. Like even the regular doorways, traps. You gotta be on the lookout for little secret levers and whatnot. And death. Always look out for death. Yeesh. Oh, I also didn't mention at the start, if you die anywhere during this, you just get kicked out. You have to do the whole thing again from the beginning. An extra treasure key for more rewards at the end should I complete the thing. Again, don't hold your breath. I don't think there's anything else in there. Okay.
I must have time to gather my will.
So here's an example of the map updating. It's like there's only one exit, making everything very simple. So this is part 1 of 3 of defeating the boss.
The weary traveler draws close to the end of the path.
If I want to sell anything, it's probably best to just put it in a side tab for selling. A new crafting recipe for when I get into crafting.
The Asmari were the first culture known in history to use trials of strength, wisdom, and spirit to select its chieftains. The first Lord's Trial was a rough-hewn maze festooned with wild animals and brutal traps, crafted to test aspiring Asmarian leaders' body, mind, and soul. In conquering the adversities of the maze, a champion proved they were capable of bearing the crushing burden of chieftainship. The first trials were simple contraptions reflecting simple times. As the Asmarian civilization grew in number and complexity, so did the trials, from treacherous mazes to bewildering labyrinths. Alas, there are no surviving descriptions of the labyrinth that tested and proved the worth of Viruso Prima Imperialis. I imagine it was quite something to behold.
There we go, so... You need to get him to a third of his health bar, and then he runs off further into the level. Can I do it? I don't think so. But let's see.
The Emperor beckons, and the world attends.
Each one of them has a mechanic. This one's going to be extra minions out of this portal.
To command is to act.
And now that portal too.
Give no quarter.
I must have time to gather my will.
Are you a martyr? Claw your way to the top.
I'm trying.
You can't stem this tide.
Ow.
You were born for this. An
Well,
emperor
I don't know about that.
alone is just a man.
It's only like 1/3 of the boss fight, and ooh, it wasn't going so easy. So if you look at my current location now, yeah, this can go one of two different ways.
The son of Esamir met the son of San upon the road to the imperial throne. The Eternal offered his cunning, his eyes and ears bought and paid for. The Esamite offered his strength, his sword, earned in the arena. A pact was forged, the labyrinth was witnessed. Two men separated by blood, two men bound by hope, two men and only one emperor.
He just ended up making me more minions rather than him. It was nice of him.
The corrupt shall fall.
Cube of Absorption. The next conduit you interact with will be disabled permanently. So I believe, like, either in Phase 2 or Phase 3, he will use conduits to buff himself, and I'll be able to turn off one of them without having to re-defeat it over and over.
To gather my will.
Almost not dying is what we call living. And living is the only thing that matters. Here's one of the exit doors coming up. This one is the one that will lead to a boss. So the other one would have led to something, and then we could have doubled back towards the boss, but let's just keep trying to get through.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without hesitation. To entertain doubt is to dance with death.
The Azmeri were consummate survivors. They had to be, having been sired in the most inhospitable range of mountains in all of Rayclast. Unfortunate, some might say. I do not. I believe it was the making of them, and of us, their descendants. So it is no wonder that they developed the Lord's trial. With survival being a moment-by-moment concern, that harried people grew to understand power quite intimately. Strong leadership is able to bridge the chasm between existence and extinction. Poor leadership might see an entire tribe vanish into that same chasm. When the Azmeri descended from their mountains to conquer the fecund lands of central Rayclast, they thrived and multiplied with utmost alacrity in those more forgiving climes. For is it not poverty that teaches us how we might excel in times of plenty?
Yeah, boy. Take away everything so that I might be great. Interesting. Alright, wish me luck.
When one defiles the effigy, one defiles the emperor. Claim your inheritance. Be singular of purpose.
Turn this off.
I must have time to
And turn
gather my
that
will.
off. Start again, shall we?
Leadership is a life sentence.
True. Uh-oh.
Give no quarter. You are inexhaustible. The people kneel before their true sovereign.
I do alright. I don't know about inexhaustible. So now we're here. There's probably just the one more after this, two more after this, and we will do or we will die. stay off the heated floor for now. Yeah. It's quicker to teleport. Why not? Uh-oh. Eat. Nope, 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 nope. Back, you devils.
Must have time to gather my will.
Cool. Level up in Divine Ire. Oh god. Rogue Exile. Laser beam sorted him out there. There's another Rogue Exile in there. Ow, lots of slots on this one. Sockets, rather. Sure, we'll go to the domain crossing. Seems fine. We're looking for one of... I mean, there's 3 doors out of here, and only one of them's going to be right.
The warrior bled upon Azaro's stones and cursed Azaro's ilk. He looked upon the walls of his tomb, built by his masters, his enemies, and called for the first ones to carry him to the forest and fields of his Ezomir. Yet while the first ones remained silent, the guide did speak. Of secrets planted by clever hands enslaved by gold. And with one such secret, plucked the life of the warrior from the first one's jaws.
There's a secret here, you see. Now I found this switch because when you look at the map, there is a path. And there just kinda isn't one in the terrain, and that's how I find these. And these often give you a buff to make completing the place substantially easier. But I guess it's going to give me difficulty before it gives me any kind of buff. Come on, Mr. Snake. That was an effort, huh?
The pursuit of power can be a grotesque affair.
So I actually don't know what that gave me. No, one of those were just combat buffs that I had. So yep, not sure. I think you can press something like tab maybe and get the effect of what that did. Give that a quick go once I'm not in any danger. You receive an additional use of the divine font. So I didn't get anything that made it easier. I got an extra enchant that I can cast at the end of the dungeon should I succeed, which is it's good if I win, but it's bad if I don't win because I didn't get a buff
must have
instead.
time to gather my will.
So I guess we'll see. Ooh, the suspense. Oh no. So I have to escort this thing by staying inside the aura while I'm getting trapped, lasered, and having enemies spawn on me. Running away or exiting makes it go backwards, as you can see. So if I stop, I stop, but if I leave, it goes backwards. Ooh. Having minions that can go outside really helps. Yeesh. That's evil. No, I can't take these exploding guys. How many of them it's making as well? That is just nasty.
I must have time to gather my will.
Good God. What were they thinking? The treasure key? Oh, man.
I am no beast of burden.
Can I undo? Can they have it back? And I get my time back. So every 4 seconds, regenerate 15% of all of your life over the course of a second. Gonna try and help me survive by living. That is all. My first jewel there. Jewels are cool. You can get a jewel socket, put it in on the map. The talent tree, and then you get the effects of it. It's there to help. So the jewel that I picked up is unidentified. The jewel that I picked up is 12% increased attack damage while holding a shield. So I can't use that on this character. 10% increased melee damage. I mean, if I had a socket on the Atlas point and it was empty, that would be better than the nothing that I'd have in it. Looking at a place that, on the map, if I had a silver key, I could open the silver cache, but fortunately the map contains a silver key at the same time. So I could, could open it. But rather than do any of that, I might just go look for the next door. I'm interested to know if I can win at all, not whether I can get out there with tons of extra loot. The door wasn't far away. This one leads directly to the trial. Okay. This is what I was looking for.
An aspirant can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep those promises.
This is all going in the to be looked at afterwards pile.